My first two questions are the same to each of you, so I'll start out with Judge Mendoza. You've been a federal district court judge since 2014. If you're confirmed to the circuit court, which justice do you think has the judicial philosophy most closely resembling your own? And the same question to Lee.
Thank you, Senator Grassley. I haven't studied all of the judicial philosophies of all of the justices. I can tell you, Senator, that what I try to do in my everyday case is I look at the cases that are before me, I evaluate the facts, I look at the statutes, and hopefully the statutes are clear and I apply those to the case. If they're not, I bring the attorneys in during oral argument to clarify any outstanding issues. And then I make a decision by providing an opinion that is clear, that answers the question first, but more importantly, goes through the individual analysis that I've made in that case so that they understand how I made the case and that a reviewing court can also make the case.
I wouldn't expect you to understand the judicial philosophy, all 115 that have served, but is there one that you could say that you feel close to?
Senator, what I would say is that I admire the wonderful work that Justice Sonia Sotomayor has done, because years ago, when I was an attorney and I bring together about 200 students with a whole other bunch of folks, we bring together 200 students, and I contacted the Supreme Court where she was serving as an attorney, and this is some lawyer from Washington State calling the Supreme Court. And she gladly agreed to do a video for that group. And I will always remember that. I respect the work that all of the justices do, but I remember that particular instance.
Same questions to Judge Lee.
Thank you, Senator Grassley. Like Judge Mendoza, I have not studied in depth all the judicial philosophies of the justices that have served our great country. There is one justice, though, that I do admire a great deal, and that has to be the first Chief Justice John Marshall, just for being the trailblazer that he was and being prescient of the needs not only of our country, but of the particular role that the judiciary has within our constitutional framework.
Thank you. I'm going to start with Judge Lee. You have a case called Castle versus Snyder's. You upheld Governor Pritzker's stay-at-home executive order issued in the early stages of the pandemic. The order allowed essential businesses to operate 50% of capacity, but only allowed prayer in gatherings of fewer than 10 people. You held that this order would withstand scrutiny even under the traditional First Amendment analysis because it was supposedly neutral and generally applicable. In light of the Supreme Court decision, Roman Catholic Diocese of Brooklyn, how would you evaluate the same claims in Castle today?
Thank you, Senator Grassley, for that question. As a preliminary matter, I believe that the right to religious liberty is one of the bedrock and most fundamental rights enshrined in our Constitution. When I ruled in the Castle case, which the Seventh Circuit later affirmed, I did not have, it was early on in the pandemic, and I did not have the benefit of the later Supreme Court cases, including Roman Catholic as well as Tandon, that has come down since that time. To the extent that I would, if the case were to come before me now, I would examine the facts very carefully in light of the standards that the Supreme Court has more recently announced.
Okay. In Eldridge, you declined to hold that a 20-month delay in prosecuting a concealed carry permit violated the plaintiff's Second Amendment rights. You granted the officials qualified immunity because you concluded that the right at issue wasn't clearly established. In your view, can a government delay the issuing a permit indefinitely as a means to effectively prevent law-abiding citizens from owning guns?
Thank you, Senator, for that question. With regard to that case, Eldridge, it dealt with the delay, as you say, in the issuance of a permit. I applied when I ruled in Elridge, I applied the standards announced by the Seventh Circuit as well as the Supreme Court to the facts of that case. With regard to that case, I did not think at the time, based upon the applicable precedent, that the right to have a permit issued sooner than that was clearly established, thereby providing the officials with qualified immunity.
Thank you.